Greetings, Pantsers, it's Tuesday. So, Phoebe, since you are the only person that has made a video this weekend, since you had a lot of stuff you wanted to talk about, I just thought that I would make a response video. So first of all, I hope that your family member is feeling better and that neither they nor you are having to spend a lot of time in the hospital anymore. I hope everything's okay. And I hope that you got to hang out with your friends and that was really, really fun. I recently got to hang out with my best friend. It was only for like a couple hours, but it was really fun anyway because we hardly ever get to see each other. I mean, I literally see her like once, maybe twice a year. It was great and I miss her. And so I hope that you got to see your friends and have a really good time. Also, the marathon dance thing that you were talking about sounds really, really fun. So one of the things that we were talking about is about feeling dumb. Having been a former smart kid myself, I completely understand where you're coming from. For me, it wasn't so much like getting around lots of smart people, because I was always around a lot of smart people. All my friends were also the smart kids. It was like within me. Like after I graduated college, like I was not doing as much brain work, and so I started to feel like a kind of use it or lose it sort of thing. Like I started to feel like I was getting dumber, like I wasn't as sharp as I used to be. And then I had a weird thing happen where, I mean, as you guys know, as I have mentioned, I am gluten intolerant. One of the symptoms of gluten intolerance can be that you become very, very foggy brained. And this started happening to me so massively that I could hardly have a conversation with someone. I felt like my head was full of wet cotton all the time. I couldn't focus on anything. It was really hard for me to like put sentences together. My brain was not processing well enough for me to even realize how sick I was. So I mean, that is a thing that if you feel like your brain's not functioning very well, if that's what's making you feel dumb, not that you necessarily have celiac disease or something like that, but you know, there is a possibility that it is something physical. If you can, you know, figure out what it is, you will feel better. But I mean, even if that's not it, like even if it's just a question of just kind of feeling dumb, I don't know if this will be helpful, but like it's not just you. I feel dumb pretty much all the time. I don't know if I really have any useful advice or anything. I can commiserate with you. Sometimes I just feel dumb. A lot of the time I just feel dumb. What does help is to do something that like where I really have to use my brain, like doing language homework or something like that, something where I really have to think hard and like really focus and take something apart and put it back together. That helps. That makes me feel smarter somehow. I don't know. So I don't know what to tell you, but I know where you're coming from, and I hope you feel better about it. The other thing that you talked about was about writer's block, how you try to like break it by jumping between projects and how you're not sure that that's really effective. It made me think of something I read once. Neil Gaiman, someone asked him about writer's block. And like what happens if you're working on a story and you get to a point where you don't know what happens next and you keep trying to fix it and you can't get beyond this point, what do you do? And he said when he's working on a book and he hits a point where he can't seem to progress, he takes the same characters from the book that he's working on and he writes like a little short story with those characters in it, like a little ficlet kind of thing. It helps him get to know the characters better, helps him look at the characters from different perspectives. It keeps him from getting out of the book that he's working on because he's working with the same characters in the same world, but it allows him to do something different with them from a different angle. So it helps him get past the block without actually not working on the story that he was working on, if that makes sense. I'm not explaining it very well. Not smart, see? So I don't know if that's helpful, but I always thought it sounded like a really good idea and like something potentially useful. So I am passing it along in hopes that it will help you. And I hope that your writing project is going really well. It's almost time for Camp Nano to start, and I'm kind of nervous about it, but we'll see how it goes. And by the way, who all is doing Camp Nano? We have not got a head count so far. I think it's like me and Phoebe and Zoe, and I don't know if anybody else is participating. So if you're participating, say so. And did you guys all see the news earlier that John tweeted about how the team that is behind the Tifios movie is now going to be making a movie of Paper Towns? Very exciting. And John's going to be the executive producer, and it's going to be really awesome. Like, that's exciting, right? Exciting stuff in Nerdfighteria. So I love you guys, and have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday.